smart cities need to be affordable. And in particular, when we talk about basic services, and smart cities are more understood as, let's say, providing the framework or an outlet for improving basic services, they need to be affordable. We have heard now quite a lot about, let's say, how they can be financed, how funding can be mobilized, but in the end someone has to pay for this also. Let's say the investors, the banks, for each loan someone has to pay. And normally it's the taxpayer or the user. And the question, what level of service provision is affordable and who is benefiting from it? Maybe to give an example, there was also a lot of talking about public-private partnership. In the colony in Delhi where I live, I think there's a quite well-functioning public-private partnership, and in many colonies of Delhi, I would say. So the water is being provided to the house. The owner, the landlord, has to pump it to the roof. The tenant may need to invest in a water purification machine to be able to drink it. The same is the case with electricity. So let's say some basic services are provided, and the private users, they pay for it in a kind of public-private partnership arrangement, I would say. Probably not the most efficient model, and probably not a model that most people could really afford. So I think one of the key challenges is, let's say, to define, let's say, what level of services does one want? What level of services can people pay for? I've heard this morning that you stated that it should be feasible, it should be possible, but I think there's a challenge that many people do not have any services at all at the moment. If you don't have a toilet, if you don't have a sanitation service, if there's no solid waste management collection, if the water is coming only every 3 or 4 days by a tanker, your costs are quite minimal. But the question is, let's say, how much can a household, an average household, or one household of the poorer income groups in Delhi really afford? So I think this is a very critical question which needs to be taken into consideration in the context of the smart approach. Smart, and this has also already been mentioned, must not necessarily mean technology or ICT. And rather than smart, I would prefer the term intelligent. And there are many different options where you can also reduce costs or improve situations without major real investments. Let's say by designing, let's say, an urban neighborhood, be it for redevelopment, be it for new development, in a way that you have higher densities, that one considers how the sun is entering into this quarter, how shade can be provided, vegetation, biodiversity. These are all not necessarily investments into technology, but they are quite important for the livability of a city, as you may see in Berlin with all these green areas. For me, this is also part of a smart city.